Hello and welcome to the Grad Dialogue. Today my guests are Tracey Helm and also Todd Derr, and this is kind of different for a grad and a good dialogue to talk about that. Owensboro Fine Arts, is one of the premier facility, and in fact, I think is the second largest art museum in Kentucky. And recently, there was a 55th, I believe, 55th Art Guild, juried show.
Correct.
And those of you, who have not been there, after the show is over, you should take a chance, go down to the downtown, to the art museum, and see some of the great artwork that has been displayed, not by the artists in the Owensboro, but all the regional artists, and also they had a juried show, and so we're going to talk about that. So for that, I have Miss Tracey Biven Helm. She's a member of the active member of the Owensboro Art Guild for many, many years, and also now she assumes the position of president of the Owensboro Art Guild since October 2016. She's an award-winning exhibiting artist, working primarily in the mixed media and found objects. I'd like to talk about the found objects, please. Also with Tracey, we have Todd Derr. He's a self-taught, full-time artist with years of a dedicated study in his credit. He is now a full-time professional artist working from his studio in Owensboro. He is a versatile representational artist and committed plain air oil painter. I'm learning a lot of things today. You may see him out painting anywhere he finds a scene that captures his eyes, as well as many other objects, portraits, figures, still life, etc. And his work is influenced by practices of past great masters. What a great guest we have on the Grad Dialogue. This is something totally unusual. Most of the politicians and all this, and now we got the the real artists and all that. So, when I read the whole thing, I thought about any one of you was going to enter in the competition that they're looking for an artist for the Wooden Bridge Festival in McLean County.
I've not heard of that. I'm not
Okay, I
you?
think you need to think about that, especially talking about the mural artists and everything else.
I've seen a mural in Ireland they're looking for.
Anyway, so I think you may want to check it out. I'll be glad to provide the information as well. So let's talk about the Art Guild. Now, tell us about that. How it is formed, who is in that, or and what is the main mission about this whole thing.
The Art Guild has been around for 55 years.
Wow.
Yeah, long time. It's a 501c3 organization. Our main purpose is to educate and promote the visual arts and art appreciation through our membership and exhibiting opportunities for our members and educational opportunities as well.
And so the juried show that is going on now, is that an annual competition of the art?
Okay. It is. It's 55th annual this year.
Now tell us, who participates, how you participate, and things like that.
We put out a call for artists.
I see.
We'll send out a prospectus and put it online, usually late December, maybe November, depending on how soon things come together. And it also depends on the schedule of the museum. We normally exhibit in the spring. It tends to be February, sometimes early March, and that will go out to members. We have a list, and if they're not on our list, then they can certainly go to our website or contact the museum for information as well. So.
Now, I had a chance to visit the guild, the presentation of the show just yesterday actually, and saw some of the artists coming from Indiana, Frankfurt, all over the South. So it is not just the local artists for them to display their art, but it's like one of the
Oh, exactly. It's a very big regional show. It's very well renowned locally and throughout the state. I mean, we have people that came from Louisville this year. Lexington contacted us. Paducah in the past, Bowling Green, even someone from Texas as a former guild member that lives there now. They sent their work in.
Now, Todd, you being a full-time, professional artist, I guess you are not only active member, but you also have displayed your work at these shows as well.
Oh yes, there's a piece in this show. Yeah, and I was also around the local area. And
now, in your bio, you talked about doing all kinds of art, from portraits to subjects to murals and everything else. Can you tell us some of your work that we could find somewhere in the region?
And Studio 105 here in town has a lot of my work, And the Audubon Museum in Henderson right now has an exhibition. St. Mildred Arch Abbey in Indiana has I've got 20 pieces up there in an exhibition right now. And my paintings mostly are what are called plein air, French term for painting outside. And so that's what I mostly do, is go outside and paint.
I know when I read that as a plein air, art was like using the spray or something. Just outdoor.
It's just a fancy French term for going outside and painting, like the Impressionists did back in the 1800s.
Absolutely, yeah. Now, that's a good thing about, I know that the art and appreciation is, is something, is in the eyes of the beholder and all those things. However, what I found out, and after my visit to the art center, talking to the director there and everything else, this is my personal feeling only, somehow we do not communicate more effective way for people to take interest. You talked about some of the places that your art has been displayed. I never knew about that, I don't know how people can find out, and I'm sure those who are artists, they would know, because that's what they follow through those things. But I think for a general population to really appreciate what some of the talents we have, Art Guild, maybe that's the challenge. Art Guild got to figure out more ways to really promote what
that's kind of what our mission is to try to get more awareness of the visual arts.
Yeah. So maybe even I would throw grad in the whole mix too. I would love to have a traveling exhibition in our offices, the people coming in from 7 counties, they can see that and see the names of the artists, and next thing you know, they'll be asking you for something like that too.
That would be wonderful.
So,
yeah.
I think people would be surprised how many very good artists we have right here in the local area.
Yeah. Now, and also at the same time, when you go to the Museum of Fine Arts, there are some local artists that are displayed work too.
Yes,
that
they
people
do.
do not know those things. So what do you the 55 years? How I know you guys been involved for a long time. So what kind of changes you see, and what do you see in the future about the Art Guild and their whole existence?
Well, the Guild has been around for a long time, and it's had its ups and downs, of course, as any organization does. But I just assumed this position in October, and part of my goal is to increase our awareness, as you were just talking about, and make sure people know about us. But not only that, but to promote more professional opportunities for our members through either professional development or the likes, and more exhibit opportunities, certainly. And we just have several things in the works right now. It's in progress.
What about the younger generation? How do they do you guys work with the school systems to kind of get more promoting through the art teachers and some of the
not at this time.
Not really. I mean, one of our members is retired from being a school art teacher in school, so that kind of evolved in through the guild that way. But
we have worked with very special arts, the VSA program, in the past. I think we did that for a couple of years or so, and that's be something certainly that we could look at undertaking in the future. Just we'd have to contact those people, obviously.
And I saw the winning entry, and it says, well, again, like it proves again, it all depends on what the judge sees in their mind. I believe this year the judge was a professor out of Louisville, I believe.
Yes, Nina Khalili was
the. So but hey. There are all pieces were great, but I know that was nice to see those things.
She had a lot of diverse choices this year, and I was glad to see that, frankly. We're very painting heavy in this area, which is nothing wrong with that by any means. But I think that people that work in other mediums tend to feel marginalized sometimes. So I asked her to come and join us, and she is really new to Kentucky. I think she's been here, I'm assuming, less than a year by what I've understood. She's from the D.C. area. And she's young, and she brings a different eye to things. So she gave me what I had expected that she would give. So, and by that, there were other people that entered that may not have entered in the past.
That's true.
So they felt
now,
better.
Beside the art museum, Does the guild display some of the art in other locations, or this is the only event that you have, or some other events during the year?
No, we have our
Okay.
members only show
Uh-huh.
that's in September every year, and it's held at the Ralph Center. And that, like I said, you have to be a member for that, but that's not a juried show, so anyone
I
that's
see.
a member will exhibit in that show.
And like every art, every piece is up for sale by
Yes,
the
yeah,
artists and all those
yes,
things.
it's,
No.
yeah.
So tell me, what's gonna be in the future? What do you see?
Well, for myself, just to keep growing as an artist, and then to help contribute to the guild, and it's evolving here in town. Which obviously I've been a member probably I think 7 years since we've lived here in Owensboro, and I'm more of a working person. I don't, I want to just get in and do things. I don't like coming here today. I'm not much of a talker, so.
Oh no, I mean that's I think you're doing great, and especially I mean I wish I get a chance to see some of the work too. That's the main thing, and I really applaud what you guys are doing, what the Art Guild is doing too. But I would like for them to become more mainstream. I know that it was in the newspapers, and there's a lot of brochures and everything else. But like I think it'd be nice to have a planned visit, from schools and everything else to look at some of the art.
Yeah, we're trying to get it out there some more. It's just, it just depends on who's been in charge and the level of participation that they wanted to have, so we're actually trying to get out, and we've gotten more coverage lately, especially with this show.
Well, thank you.
Well,
thank you
thank
for
you.
the show, and really nice talking to you, and hopefully the audience would see that we have an art guild, and they have a very professional juried artist, and that the work is displayed at the Fine Arts Museum, and take a chance to see those things. And do you have a telephone number people can talk to you if they want to get more information about the Art Guild?
Our website is owensboroartguild.org.
Okay, there we go, owensboroartguild.org, and you can always contact me, and I can get in touch with the right people. Again, thank you for watching the Grad Dialogue, and thank you for being on the Grad
for
Dialogue
having
show.
us.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Pants, pants, pants. I am folding the pants. The pants are long. Do they go on my head? Do they? Do the pants go on my head? No. They go on
Everyday moments can become teaching moments because learning starts long before school does. Give your child the start they need at bornlearning.org.
Paging Dr. White.
That's me. What's all this?
You got messed up, and all of this is keeping you alive.
Not like this.
How they gonna know? They can't read your mind. No living will, no instructions.
Daddy? Daddy?
That's my daughter. She's supposed to be with my cousin Ruthie.
Sorry, man. Looks like she's going to...
My sister.
Jimmy don't look that good.
Dangerous line of work. Who's the brat?
Give me those.
Oh, my.
Hello and welcome to the Grad Dialogue. Today my guest is Julie Wischer. Hugh Sandefur, which is an establishment, in Henderson. Kind of serves not only Henderson, other surrounding counties too, in business for over 50 years now. So we have invited Julie, being the new executive director of Hugh Sandefur Center, to be our guest. Now Julie has a degree in history from University of Louisville. Began her career in the Girl Scout of Kentuckiana in 2000, and from there, she also worked in Louisville, Cincinnati, before coming home to Henderson in 2008. For the last 6 years, she has been with the Methodist Hospital in the Marketing and Foundation Department, before serving as a Public Information Officer for the Henderson County Schools from 2014 to 2016. And in October, she became the Executive Director of the Hugh Edward Sandefur Center, which is a training center in Henderson. Julie, looking at your bio, you are not new to be in front of the camera or behind the camera.
Right,
I guess,
a little bit of both.
A little bit of both. Okay. So, you serve as the vice chair of the also the Commerce Council of Kindle, and also being on the as a commissioner of city water and sewer utility.
Yes.
So I think we have, in all your capacity, we have worked with you, except I
Yeah.
don't think I had worked with you when you were in the Girl Scouts of
Yeah.
Kentucky in 2000, prior to 2000 or so.
Yeah.
So, our audience, as much as, we do as a grad work with the Hugh Sandefur Center, and, we consider it as one of the kind of jewel in our region, to provide the training for the special needs and also, some of the skills and everything else. People in Owensboro may not be as much aware. So can you tell us about what is Hugh Sandefur Center? And also you used to have an existence in Owensboro too.
Yes, we recently closed our Owensboro facility to become more sustainable. We are an adult day training facility. We also offer pre-vocational training. We've transformed that from the traditional sheltered workshop model almost a year ago, and brought in more personal choice. We're more person-centered in our focus, and have a variety of life skills courses that we offer throughout the day.
Now, when you talk about the special needs population, your mind, it goes to things that in this region anyway, with the foster center, puzzle pieces, or even opportunity center, which used to be very similar to that.
Yes.
So can you tell us what kind of population you guys are serving, and the age group and all that?
Okay. We have over 80 participants. I think we're at 81 right now. We only serve adults, 18 or older. Most of them have graduated out of the high school system. They stay there till they're 21, so they're in their young 20s. We do have a participant that has been with us since almost the year we opened 50 years ago, so we get up into our 70s. And we have high functioning. We serve mild, moderate, and profoundly intellectual and developmentally disabled.
Yeah. It's not the physical disability like you would see in some other agencies.
Right.
So.
We do have some. We have some that are wheelchair bound that need help with feeding, toileting, and everything like that. And then we have others that are physically, you would never know. But every day you have to show them what a nickel looks like.
The last time I was there, I brought in the delegation from Czech Republic because they wanted to see a facility for intellectually challenged population in our region. And watching how they react, it kind of reminded me of a real manufacturing plant.
Yes.
There is a, ready for the lunch break or the time clock, and then they're working on a team on some project. Can you talk about that? They're all either assembling or doing something with that.
We do light assembly for a few local and regional businesses in the area. And we do run half of our program like a light assembly production factory. And the other half is our coursework, if you will. We have cooking class and geography class and working with money and budgeting and things like that. But we have breaks. The structure is very important for the routine of the day. We also are very patient with our participants, and they get a paycheck every 2 weeks if they work 1 hour or if they work all day. Every other Friday, they all get their paycheck, and that is a huge source of pride for them to know that they work just like everyone else. Sometimes it's a $20 check, sometimes it's a $500 check, depending on the job that they're doing and how long they work that pay cycle.
And the industrial partners are the one that provides that job so they can earn money and so.
Right.
Can you maybe mention some of the names
Sure,
so that way at least
sure.
we should credit them
Yes,
too to take part
most
in it?
definitely. We've had a long partnership with Hunter Douglas. Every time you pull on a blind or a window covering, know that we probably put at least some part of that together.
Okay.
And that works great for our fine motor skills, and we partner with that, partner with each other for those projects. We do some work for Cytex, a Henderson-based company, with their uniform program, Dana Corporation out of Henderson, Metropolitan Police Department, their breathalyzer kits, we build those for them here in Owensboro. and Century Aluminum. We do some woodworking for them.
Oh, that's excellent.
And
So,
we're
yeah.
always looking for more partners.
So how is it funded? You know, does participant had to pay certain fees or to take part? You know?
We do accept Medicaid waiver programs, the Support for Community Living waiver and the Michelle P. waiver. We do have a private pay option for those that have either had their Medicaid reduced and still want to be with us a full week, or just want a day or two a week and don't qualify for Medicaid waiver. We do have about 15 traditional employees on our production side that don't qualify for any assistance but come and work, that may have trouble finding success in a traditional employment setting, and so they come, they like the structure that we have, the patience that we have in the we work with them on their social skills, their work skills.
Now, most of the participants, you know, they're all adults.
Yes.
So are they independent to the point they're staying on their own or staying with their families, or who brings them, or they drive themselves?
We have one that drives himself. We use the Henderson Area Rapid Transit in Henderson, and then we have a great relationship with Grits out of Owensboro that brings a majority of our participants in. We have some that are their own guardian and live on their own. We have some that live with family, and then a lot of them either have family that can't take care of them or act as their guardian, or don't have any family at all, and they live in residential homes throughout Henderson, Union, Webster, Davis, and Ohio counties.
You know, Julie, when listening to your comments and some of the answers, then going back to thinking about your background, this is a perfect, you know, background that you have to in this position. You know, working in the schools, working in the hospital. You know, I think that the population does exist, and that this is a place to do those things.
And really, the most important aspect of my job is the helping build the relationships. And with a nonprofit career, that's the key to success for anything, whether it be a funding mechanism or a launch of a new program. The relationships that you build are very important, and I'm very proud of the fact that every one of our support staff has built genuine and purposeful relationships with each of our participants. There's a lot of love that flows through that building on a daily basis, and no matter how chaotic it gets with 80, we're up to over 80 participants there. You can always tell that there's genuine care that occurs.
And I remember walking through the facility, they all want to talk to you, you know.
Yeah, they do.
You know, they really want to come down and ask you questions and talk to you and everything else. And especially bringing the group from other country, you know, they really get so anxious about all those things. One thing that I did notice that in fact many of our guests were so excited to take it back with them was art.
Yes.
The calendars they put together.
Yes. We do. We had a huge art program years ago, and we're revitalizing that right now. And
those some of the great artwork.
Oh, I mean, it's impressive, the gifts that are living within individuals that you wouldn't expect that from. When they get to showcase that and share what makes them unique beyond what we see in our common world, it's an impressive thing.
It was really exciting. And in fact, we bought some calendars as a gift also. Now, you mentioned earlier in the beginning that you had to close the Owensboro facility. I believe that facility was right behind the Wendell Foster campus area. Tell us about why and what happened to those participants.
Okay. We, when we transformed our program and made it a more person-centered program, we provided a lower staff to participant ratio and offered more diversity in our programming, and that costs more money. We had to provide more staff and more resources. And when I came into the organization, we were just seeing the costs of that pan out, and we realized that we were not sustainable as we were. And so the board and I went through the financials line by line and made sure everything was allocated to where it needed to go. And we realized that we were not able at this time to function in 2 different places at once.
see.
So we announced with 30 days notice according to Medicaid rules, and worked individually with each participant and their support structure to make sure they had a place to go. We wanted them all to come to Henderson, but we knew that that wasn't the best for all of them.
Right.
So we gave them the information, let them decide, and we were very lucky to have 27 transfer to our Henderson facility, which brought Grits into the picture, and they really stepped up with logistics and making sure they could transport 27 additional people across the Audubon Parkway every day, and they've done a fantastic job.
Well, I think that's a great organization itself,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Grits. So they are commuting to Henderson facility. That means you also have some folks coming from the outside Henderson County.
We have, I would say we're close to almost half come from Henderson, and then half come from either Davis County. We have a few as far as Ohio County, and then Webster and Union County as
That's
well.
great. That's
Yeah.
again a great facility to have that training programs and also get them into a functional, at least have some sort of sustainability.
Right.
Now, all those things cost money.
Yeah.
I know you said the Michelle P waiver and some
Yeah.
Medicare waiver, but there's other costs. So can you tell us about what is the budget and how is it supported?
We are supported predominantly through our waiver program. Our production side does the net revenue off of that does support the program, and then we also are a nonprofit and work with our community to find investors and donors for our programs. We had a family whose son received services and has been very influential. Began a foundation, a $25,000 gift at the end of last year through our community foundation in Henderson
that's excellent.
for some sustainable revenue. And then we do fundraisers throughout the year as well.
Now, if anybody want to get more information, how they can, what is a website or something?
Our website, we've just revamped it. It's very interactive and has a lot of information on there, and you can also donate there as well. It's www.hesandefur.com.
hesandefur.com. And what's the telephone number?
It's 270-827-2401.
Julie, this is a great facility. I always admire what you guys doing.
Thank you.
And so glad that you are now at the helm of the facility, and want to wish you best of luck.
Thank you.
And hopefully, grad through all different programs, the workforce and everything else, that we can work together.
Most
and,
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, thank you for being on the Grad
All right.
Dialogue Show.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And we've been talking to Julie Wischer. She's the executive director of HE Sandefur in Henderson, known as the Hugh Edwards Sandefur training facility. So if you have any questions, you can always contact her or go to the website, or you can always contact me at the grad office. And have a great day.
Listen, I know you're upset, but it was just one date. And dating's like the stock market. There's ups and downs and ups and so always buy low.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
Hey, how's it going?
Sir, are you okay?
What? Oh, this? It's probably nothing. I'm sure it'll go away.
Go away? But, sir, that can't be good.
No, it's cool. Really.
Do you want a napkin or something?
Everything's fine. Thanks.
You wouldn't ignore this, so why ignore the signs of a stroke? At the first warning signs, call 911 immediately, because time lost is brain lost.
Does your child have asthma? Did you know asthma attacks can be triggered by things like shower curtains, a child's blanket, even a teddy bear? Help prevent your child's asthma attacks. Call 1-866-NO-ATTACKS or visit noattacks.org to get the latest information and avoid the emergency room.
I don't want to feel like a fish with no water.
pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
May I walk you across the street?
Thanks.